Okay, we need to talk. It's a little ridiculous that Supercharged collectors were even introduced. But the reality is, it's here, and it looks like it will continue appearing in every new town hall according to the update note. But do not supercharge your collectors. I know I'm giving away the answer in the beginning of the video, so if that's all you needed to know is, okay, I don't need to supercharge any of my collectors, feel free to click off this video, but make sure you're subscribed to follow more content just like this. But there are very specific and very clear reasons why supercharging our collectors can be such a bad idea. So let's get into the numbers. On September 9th, 2024, Supercell introduced this new concept of supercharging. And while definitely a cool idea, I do wonder why new levels to buildings wasn't offered instead. The only thing that makes sense in my mind is Supercell wants the previous Town Hall meta to be easier than whatever the newest Town Hall meta is, because every time a new Town Hall is introduced and new levels are introduced to buildings, those supercharged items immediately go away, meaning the meta will automatically get just a little bit easier. We've already gone through why it doesn't make sense to supercharge defenses unless we are completely max, but what about collectors? Isn't more resources a good thing? If you have followed my strategic rushing journey at all at this point, I've made plenty of videos and you know my feelings about collectors, and I have not upgraded them at all. Because we have free armies now. We have OP farming troops such as sneaky goblins and raged barbarians. It has never been easier to get loot by farming. And this is reason number one why supercharging collectors is such a bad idea. The most valuable resource in the game is not gold, it's not elixir, it's not dark elixir. The one thing that is more valuable than any of these is builder time. Because resources on their own are so easy to get and loot simple to grab, but the only way we can finish a building faster is with magic items or gems. And if we don't have the magic items necessary to upgrade faster, then we have to pay real world money with gems to make that happen. So look, if you're coming to this video and you've already supercharged your collectors, then that's fine. What's done is done. But think about the time that those builders spent on those collectors supercharging something that's just gonna go away that could have been spent maxing something else on our base. Take, for example, a gold mine. By supercharging it all 3 levels, we can gain an extra 600 gold per hour or an extra 14,400 per day, but also to upgrade all 3 levels, it takes 9 days of builder time, which could have been spent on another building. By supercharging all 7 collectors, we can get an extra 4,200 gold per hour or 100,800 per day, but at the cost of 49 days of builder time. If we were to supercharge all our collectors, including the pumps and drills, it will require 134 days of builder time for an extra 100,800 in gold and elixir per day, and an extra 14,256 of dark elixir. And I don't know about you, but those 134 days of building time, I would much rather be spent on items maxing out my base, rather than giving me the amount of resources that I can get in one raid, or honestly even less, not even a portion of a raid. Reason number 2 as why supercharging collectors is such a bad idea is due to something called the catch-up point. And as you can see here with the DE drill, it will take 84 days at level 2 just to reach the break-even point where our drill is collecting more than it would have if we just left it alone and not supercharged it at all. In fact, according to this chart developed by Mindcool, it would take almost a year to reach that catch-up point if we supercharge all mines, pumps, and drills all 3 levels. With supercharging eventually going away anyway when new levels are introduced, just how much time will we really get with these Supercharged collectors? Granted, Supercell does release collector upgrades less frequently than they do defensive upgrades. I mean, heck, our Archer Towers have like 20 levels already as it is, and we're going to be getting new levels at Town Hall 17. But the reality is, do we want to supercharge something, waste all those resources waiting for it to upgrade, waste all that builder time, again, waiting for it to upgrade, when it's just going to be going away, possibly in a few months? So when does it make sense to supercharge our collectors? Or does it even ever make sense to do so? Number one is if a player is so inactive that they are not getting any attacks in each day. If a player has idle builders that are doing absolutely nothing, then for that player, a little extra gold or a little extra DE might actually be useful. And number two is only when a player is completely maxed. Granted, a max player doesn't need the resources those Supercharged collectors provide, but the Supercharge does offer a minor HP increase, meaning it could take an extra throw from a Super Bowler or an extra shot from a Queen to take it down, giving us a very minor chance of seeing an attacker fail on our base. And I have to emphasize that it is extremely minor. I mean, 50 hit points on a building is not going to do much at all, but there is a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Let me know if you will be supercharging or not in the comments below. Some of you may look at it as a positive in that you're going to be gaining more resources by using your builder time to supercharge your collectors. If that's so, please let me know. Make sure you give us a like, share this video with anybody who's considering supercharging anything on their base. And if you have watched any of my videos before, you know that this one was one of the best whenever I gave my thoughts on whether or not defenses should be supercharged. Make sure you give it a watch.